Hello from Kirksville, Missouri. This is Randy Curvin, and this is Rantin' Randy's Rant for October 8th, 2019. All right, I'm going to kind of wait around here a minute and see that people show up while I'm doing that. Uh, and since it will be watched by a lot more on recording, I'll start out with all paper that I'm writing on is being recycled as it's collected by the local sheltered workshop program here in Kirksville, Missouri. I take cardboard and paper to collection bins at the Salvation Army store or the church itself. All right, got two people out there watching. All right, let's start off with something, and I will let you know I'm starting on page 6 because, as usual, it's a shitstorm. Nothing unexpected, though, really. Hello, Netta. I'm about to tell about how you helped me. I'll get to that in a minute. Hello, Carrie. Glad to see you, brother. All right. Donald Trump has weaponized the State Department, the DOJ, and the Department of Energy, and many others with acting etceteras. This is a classic dictator takeover in a slow-moving coup. Again, he projects and deflects everything that exactly what he is doing guilty of. He deflects it or projects it onto someone else. And next, I'll tell about Netta's discovery, and I will be using a URL to attach it to this when it goes to Facebook. David Pacman's video about drug use and the POTUS will be attached at the end of this. And I'll let David, he can better tell the story, and he's got the film footage to show it. All right, let's start on page 1. Republicans are furious over Trump abandoning allies in Syria, yet these same Republicans see no problem with Donnie asking Ukraine to investigate the Biden. Excuse me, my allergy is kicking up. Dry weather here. In Manhattan, judge finds that Trump to turn over taxes immediately. They went to appeals court within an hour or so, but they were told they got to stay. But that judge wants to see the grounds and the merits or whatever by the Friday deadline, because they don't have a case other than to plead because he's president of the United States. You can't even investigate him. And this is about things that he did in the Manhattan area and Trump Tower. So it does. It's relevant, very much relevant. All right. Let's look at his latest statement. As I have stated strongly before, and just to reiterate, if Turkey does anything that I, in my great and unmatched wisdom, consider to be off limits, I will totally destroy and obliterate the economy of Turkey. I've done it before. They must, with Europe and others, watch over. Yeah, And then there's the story in the Balkans back in 2016 when they were weaponizing Facebook to go against candidates here in the 2016 election. For instance, it said at one point on a meme that they had that Hillary Clinton in 2013 said that Donald Trump would make a great president. She didn't say that. But see, there's the ignorant that are out here that would believe that. Oh, let's see. The new buzzword is corruption, of which POTUS cares about. Yeah, I guess so. Again, projection and deflection. And that will be the new buzzword to replace witch hunt, fake news, enemy of the people. He's now after corruption when he has the most corrupt children and criminals that there has ever been, all looking out for themselves, and just like daddy. All right. Corruption. Let's define that a little when it comes to Trump. Corruption is in Trump International Hotel on Pennsylvania Avenue, Doral for the G7 summit. Corruption like his in Scotland or Ireland by using his locations for anything that's done, including the army and others going, and Mike Pence in Ireland going to the west coast of Ireland to go to Dublin on the east coast. Oh, that makes a lot of sense, when you look at it. If you want to be totally corrupt, start looking at your own backyard, you damn jackass. Trump claims he's anti-corruption. And if he keeps talking about corruption, it will become a useless word in the English language. That's part of what they do. And I just found out last night, Giuliani is working with Paul Manafort from his prison cell. Paul Manafort, we all remember, his specialty was corruption, working for the pro-Russian president in the Ukraine. And this is only cracking the surface, y'all. All right, got 3 people watching, folks. All right. Some thoughts on the use of do-nothing Democrats narrative by the Republicans is, by their terms, fake news. Democrats passed many bills on areas like healthcare, infrastructure, immigrants, and more. And it goes to the Senate and it dies because of Moscow Mitch. He won't bring it to the floor for a vote. Mitch must go in 2020. We've got to get all the corruption out of the Senate to be able to do any good. And while we're at it, let's get it out of the House too. People like Jordan, he needs to go. Ron Johnson is in the Senate. He needs to go. They all want to go back to Hillary. The Russian probe. And I hadn't even gotten to that yet. Okay, one was, let's see. Oh, here it is. Got to pick up on this and then go to the bottom where I got the footnote. Perry's role in Ukraine. He tried to help replace the board of Ukrainian gas company with Trump-friendly management. One was Rick Perry donor, and the other was an associate of the pro-Russian president, Yanukovych. Introduced some corruption again. Replaced 2 members trying to fight corruption on their board. It's a shit show. And see, he came out and said it wasn't about helping the Bidens. He didn't say anything about it. And yet, all this did not come in on the conversation or the summary of the Ukraine call. That wasn't in the summary at all. That's what he pointed out. But he did not point out what he was trying to do to the board of the Ukrainian gas company. Oh, forgot, I guess. All right. Interview with Jay Sekulow. Judge agreed that Congress can have the taxes. And he also said Trump's tax defense strategy is repugnant. Yeah, damn right it is, because it goes to the Constitution. They're trying to say the Constitution says he's untouchable. You can't do anything to him. Yeah, it's hard to do anything with your hands tied behind your back. I agree. All right, let me get on with this. And yet McConnell turns around and now withdrawal from Syria would benefit Russia, increase risk of ISIS regroup. But you don't understand, Mitch. Donnie's already said they've been defeated. And, of course, he talked to Turkey, and Turkey wouldn't do anything wrong. Remember when they came over with the delegation? His bodyguards were out beating protesters. No, they're not dirty at all. If Erdogan wasn't so dirty, Donnie wouldn't want anything to do with him. The House, and I don't know how this is coming out, was going to talk with T. Aldrich, Red Buell. I don't even know how to attempt. I noticed that even Rachel doesn't like pronouncing that last name. Counselor of the State Department, mistakenly identified as being the one on the Ukraine call. Turns out it was Mike Pompeo. The other witness, October 8th, is, you all know by now, the ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, is not going to be there because the White House and the State Department prohibited him from showing up. Congress, get that subpoena. When they turn that down, contempt of Congress. Lock the man up. Fine him $100,000 a day, and we'll see how long he can keep his mouth shut. Oh, the second whistleblower with firsthand information evidently is with the intel community. So that should be interesting. And as in the other one, like I was suggesting in some of my other rants, they are realizing they are going to have to use a remote location. They're going to have to use the disguise on the person and on their voice. That's the only way, because we know in the House that people like Nunes and Jordan will run right over to the White House and identify him, because that's what POTUS wants. And if GOP Senator Ron Johnson is out pushing debunk conspiracy theories, and I've got a suggestion for him and all of the Trumpers. Read Deep State by James B. Stewart. Debunks Trump's deep state theories about the oranges of the Mueller investigation. Barr is out traveling the world trying to prove that thing, leaning on other allied governments to do so, just like Donnie was trying to do or did with Ukraine. Barr is out, I guarantee you, doing the same damn thing that Donnie was doing on that phone call. Oh, before I forget it, I think I found Wilbur Ross's hand. Would somebody let him know that I know where his hand is? Oh, I wanted to show people my shirt. American born tough. You damn right. All right. And this one I've got, well, who would have guessed? State Department orders Ambassador to the EU, Sondland, not to appear. The call me witness, not to appear. Republicans defend that, but rebuke withdrawal from Syria. They got some serious problems. And one of them is kissing up to this orange idiot. Got to give him a little sugar on the butt, you know? All right. White House then turned around this morning and told him he could not testify. And I don't know that, excuse me on this one, Representative Kinsley Kingsley or something like that defends it as we don't live in a banana republic yet. In other words, checking this man's story out means we live in a banana republic because it's the Democrats wanting the information. I say we already live in a banana republic when you let this man weaponize every department in our government to work for him and answerable to him, not to the American people, of which he is an employee of the American people. Hello, Sue. Glad you made it. Well, thank you. Yeah, I was going through the closet earlier and I found it. I am looking for another one. I have one with skeletons on it. I've got your back. And I think you folks would probably like that one too. And it is October, so we have Halloween coming up, and we've got Trumpenstein in office. So it will be appropriate when I can find it. And like I said earlier, after they subpoena the man, I wouldn't give him but 24 hours. Weeks are going by here. They need to get this going. And if he won't comply, then contempt of Congress. Lock his ass in the Capitol jail. Fine him 50 or 60 or 100,000 a day. And I bet he would be willing to talk in a little while. All right. Can't believe, or let's see. I'm back to page 1. I don't know that I ever, oh yeah, I hadn't gotten to it. I'm going haphazard through this. Republicans are now going forward to claim the Mueller report was a nothing burger or Democrats wouldn't drop it. They have not dropped it, but they need to bring it to the forefront. Keep educating the public on the 10 obstructions of justice in that report. You can't make it, because that's going to be our talking point. They're not doing anything with the Mueller report. They're just going after Trump wherever they can. And that's going to be their talking point for the election. Barr travels the world, and I mentioned it before, pressuring our allies to investigate the debunked deep state conspiracy theory. This is all done on the taxpayer's dime. And if the man would read the book, he'd find out it's already been debunked. So anything he comes up with is because he leaned on, say, Italy or Australia or other countries he's gone to, like France and Germany. He's just going to lean on them to get what he wants. Now, this next one, I'm going to look into the story more. This was one of my Blue Dot friends sent this one also. John Cooper tweets today, Becky Du Bois could be face jail after judge rules she violated 2018 order on student loans. So I will be looking into that one closer. All right, let's see. Well, I'll be darned. That's about all I got for you today. Say bye-bye to Wilbur Ross. Donnie, damn it. He deserves a hand, too. Across his mouth. All right, that's about all I got today. But like always, here is Congress's phone number. You know what we need to do. You know, get in touch with all of them. Something has got to be done with this idiot in the White House. He works for us. And they work for us. They better wake up to that. All right. Peace. Resist, persist, and insist that we get this fascist government out. The little Nazi can go home and fantasize about Hitler or Trump, whatever he wants to do. We need to get them out in 2020, if not before. I hope it's before. They just need to keep on this investigation for impeachment inquiry, but don't leave out the 10 obstructions of justice from the Mueller report. They're going to be using that, saying they're not doing anything with that. They're also going to weaponize. They're claiming that Republicans or Democrats, Republicans are claiming are doing nothing. All they're doing is trying to impeach their president, which is not true. So we have to fight that as hard as we can. All right, I'll let you go, and I will see all you good folks on YouTube tomorrow, probably around the same time, maybe even a little later. Look forward to the Blue Dot family meeting tonight, and hope to see a mess of you there. All right. Yeah, I agree with that, Sue. They are. And it's not just him and his associates. His whole damn family is a bunch of damn criminals. And we've got to get them out. They are robbing the taxpayer blind, and no telling where they're taking money that they claim is going to go on the border wall. No telling where that money's going. It's sure as hell not being used on a wall. All they doing is replacing wall that was already paid for by the previous administration. All right, have a good one, and I will see you. Share this shit, America. Let's get it out there. Let's bring more people up. I get a subscriber every time I do this. So let's keep that going. Like down at the bottom, subscribe if you haven't already. All right. See you later. Have a good evening. Bye bye.